So we're doing Mama's stuffed mushrooms today, but I didn't have time to go to the store. So I'm gonna use some of Mama's portobello mushrooms from her garden here. Okay. Okay. But I gotta make it look like an animal ate them. So I'm gonna make a few paw prints here, just like this. And then I have a little bit of dog doo-doo that I'm gonna scatter around to make it look like an animal ate it. Okay, that ought to do it, and hopefully she won't notice. Welcome back to Cooking with Mama Theresa. Today I'm going to show you how to make my mama's amazing Italian stuffed mushrooms. Now, as a kid growing up in Calabria, Italy, my dad used to take me to visit my uncle in Genova, Italy. Well, when we got there, we would take a stone walk up the hill to his house. Well, his neighbor had 10 monkeys that would scale down a 20-foot high property wall right next to the walkway so they could get food from people that are walking by. Well, I had a blast picking cherries from a nearby tree, feeding them to the monkeys. Well, the next day I had picked some mushrooms, and on the way back I was walking by and I got too close to one of the monkeys, and he grabbed one of the mushrooms from my hand, took a bite, spit it out, and threw the rest of the mushroom at me. Well, from that day on, I didn't like mushrooms because I was always afraid that a monkey would show up and steal my food. Luckily, by the time I grew up, I realized that this probably wasn't going to happen again. And thank God, because Mama's Italian stuffed mushrooms are so tasty. Okay, here's the ingredients that you're going to need. 16 mushrooms. Now, since I only have 3 mushrooms, I'm going to have a lot of stuffing left over. But at least I'll be able to show you how to prepare this. Now, for your marinade ingredients, you're going to need 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2.5 tablespoons of Marsala wine. That's for your marinade. For your stuffing ingredients, you're going to need 3/4 pounds of Italian sausage, 3 scallions chopped, 2 garlic cloves minced, 2/3 cup of panko breadcrumbs, 5 ounces of mascarpone cheese, 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 2.5 sprigs of fresh parsley chopped. You want 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil for your pan. Oh no, I didn't expect Mama to be working in the backyard today. I hope she doesn't notice that I picked some of her mushrooms. Okay, here's the tools that you're gonna need. A frying pan, a baking dish, a knife, a fork, a small spoon, and a large mixing wooden spoon. And finally, to create this Italian style, you need to pick up one of these What's Cooking Mama aprons at whatscookingmama.net. Oh.
Riccardo, fai vedere che I funghi non sono avvelenati.
No, Mama, I didn't check to see if the mushrooms are poison because I bought these mushrooms from the store.
Va bene, non l'hai preso nel bosco.
No, Mom, I didn't pick them in the wild. I got them from the store.
Bene.
Okay, let's begin. Step 1. You want to preheat your oven to 325. And, Mama's going to notice that I picked a bunch of her mushrooms.
Riccardo!
Oh, no. Here she comes. Ah.
Riccardo, hai rubato I miei funghi?
No, Mama, it must have been a squirrel or a raccoon.
Are you sure? You look nervous and guilty.
No, Mama, I'm just nervous because I'm trying not to mess up your recipe.
Io non ti credo.
Oh, that was a close one. Okay, let's get back to step 1. You want to take your mushroom stems. You want to cut them. Oh, I should have left more stem on this when I cut them. You want to remove your stem just like this. Okay. Let's do that to all three of them. All right, just like this, guys. All right, let's do this last one. And cut the stem right out, just like this, guys, okay? All right. And then you want to chop this, okay? Just like this. Just give it a chop. All right. All right, so now you want to set this to the side. And in a large bowl, step 2, in a large bowl, you want to combine your olive oil, okay, and your Marsala wine, okay. Then you want to place your mushrooms into the bowl, and you want to toss these with the marinade so they get marinated, okay? Just like this. All right, and do the same thing with the last one here, okay? Just coat them really nicely. And then set to the side, okay? Ah.
Riccardo, fammi vedere I tuoi funghi.
Mama, why do you want to see my mushrooms? I'm right in the middle of the preparation. If I stop now, I'm going to mess up the whole recipe.
Fammeli vedere adesso. E ti dico adesso.
Here, Mama.
You are the animal who stole my mushrooms.
Mama, I'm sorry. I didn't have time to go to the store. Oh.
Riccardo, you owe me $50.
$50? Mama, those mushrooms are not worth $50.
You owe me $50 or you're never going to eat my food again.
Uh-oh. Mama, I'll pay you the $50 for the mushrooms. Suddenly, these have become the most expensive stuffed mushrooms ever made. Okay, let's get back to it. Step 3, you want to take your olive oil and you want to put it into your frying pan. Okay? Ah.
Potevi usare questi funghi, erano nel frigorifero.
Oh, thank you, Mama. Mama's saying that she had these mushrooms in the fridge and I should have taken them instead of stealing from her garden.
Mi devi pagare $50.
Mama, I know I still owe you $50. I'll pay it. Don't worry. Okay, now since we're not going to be using the portobello mushrooms and we're going to be using these mushrooms, we're going to go ahead and take a mixing bowl and we're going to cut these stems out. Okay, just like this, guys. Okay, cut the stems out and place them in the bowl. Okay, and just do this to all 16, just like this, guys, all right? I'll tell you, as a kid, I wasn't much into mushrooms, but as an adult, I love Italian stuffed mushrooms, especially Mama's. Okay, just like this, it's going to take a moment. And just put the mushrooms right into the bowl after you cut the stems. And actually, these are the right size and the right mushrooms that I should have been using originally. Okay, and again, put the stems to the side because we're going to chop those, okay? And one more. All right, here we go. Okay, now you want to take your olive oil and you want to drizzle it over the mushrooms. Okay, just like that. Then you want to take the Marsala wine and you want to pour it over the top of it. And then you need to toss these, okay? Let the marinade get all coated on the mushrooms, okay? Just like this, all right? And then you want to place to the side and let them marinate. Then you want to take your bowl with your mushroom stems and you want to chop these mushroom stems, okay? Just like this, okay? You don't have to be too fine, just chop them. All right. All right, guys, just like that. And place to the side, okay? All right, and place those to the side. Okay, looks like the oil is hot enough. You want to add your Italian sausage. And you want to cook this until it's lightly browned, okay? Take a few minutes. And as it's cooking, you want to kind of break the Italian sausage up because it's kind of clunking together, okay? But again, lightly browned, all right? Cook this until it's lightly browned. Wow, this smells so good. And kind of try to break it up a little bit because you're using it for stuffing into those small mushrooms. Wow, I tell you, if you can only smell this, wow. So you want to monitor your heat. I mentioned to put it on high, but just watch your food to make sure you don't burn it, okay? And it looks like this is pretty brown, to be honest with you, lightly browned. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to add your mushroom stems, okay? And cook this for about 5 minutes. Also, if you noticed, I've chopped these much more fine because we're going to be stuffing these in the mushrooms, okay? Wow. You have to smell this. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit because it looks like they're getting pretty good and cooked. All right, next step, you want to add your scallions. Okay. You want to add your garlic. You want to add your panko breadcrumbs. You want to add your salt. You want to add your black pepper. Okay. And finally, you want to put your mascarpone cheese. Okay. Just like this, guys. Just do exactly what I'm doing. And now you want to stir this and you want to cook it all together, okay? This smells amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. Okay, now, once you've mixed this thoroughly and you've cooked it, with a few more minutes here, okay, you want to turn your heat off. You want to let it cool off a little bit before you mix your Parmesan cheese and your parsley, okay? So I'm going to turn the heat off right now. Now you're probably wondering to yourself why we're turning the heat off before we add the Parmesan cheese. It's because the Parmesan cheese will melt right away and you want to get it stirred in there. So you want it to be a little bit cool, not as hot. Okay, to be honest with you, this looks like it's pretty well done. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to add your parsley. And I like spreading it out when I add it. Look at those colors, guys. Look at those colors. Amazing. And finally, your grated Parmesan cheese. But now you want to really stir this thoroughly and mix it well, okay? Here we go. And believe me, these recipes are very easy to make. If I can make them, believe me, you and your family can make them in your own kitchen. And guys, okay, step 4. You want to take your baking dish. You want to take your mushrooms. And you want to start stuffing your mushrooms. Just like this, guys. And place them into your baking dish, okay? This is going to take a little time, so just follow what I'm doing exactly, okay? Oh, these look so delicious. I can't wait to try one. And guys, I'm excited if you can only smell this. Oh, I bet the neighbors are crazy smelling this. All right, guys. We're almost there. We're getting close. All right, guys. Here's the last one. All right, now as you notice, I have a lot of stuffing left over. And usually what I like doing with it, believe it or not, is make a hamburger patty with that and actually eat it as a hamburger. Amazing. Okay, now that we've stuffed the mushroom and we placed them in the baking dish, what you want to do is take your remaining, oh boy. Okay, here we go. You want to take your remaining marinade and you want to kind of drizzle it a little bit on each one of them. Okay, I don't have much left here because it soaked it all up, but step 5, you want to place the baking dish in the oven. And you want to bake this for about 20 to 30 minutes, okay? Okay, now while we're waiting for this to bake, I'm going to tell you a story. One day, my dad and his brother, my uncle Dominic, went hunting, and they came across some mushrooms. So they picked them, and they brought the mushrooms home and cooked them right away. Well, Grandma walked in and said, no, did you boil them in garlic first, the old traditional way, to be sure that they're not poisoned? And they said no. So she started yelling, saying, you have to boil them in water and unpeeled garlic cloves first, and if the garlic turns yellow, they're poisoned. And if they stay white, they're good to eat. And even after the test, Uncle Dominic would not eat the mushrooms until Grandma and the family ate them first. Then he'd wait 30 minutes to make sure that no one got sick. Well, when the family sat down for dinner, they'd all say, Dominic, eat your mushrooms. And he'd say, I will after dinner for dessert. Okay, let's check on them, see how they're doing. Okay, looks like these are done. So you want to take them out of the oven? Oh my gosh. These look and smell so good. Now be warned, you're going to want to eat one of these right away. But you need to let them sit and cool off for a little while. They are extremely hot. Okay, let me get myself a little dish here. Let's take one of these. All right, right there like that. Oh, this is always the hardest part, waiting for them to cool off before eating them. Thanks for joining us today. Please comment below on how yours turned out, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And Mom and I will see you next time. Thank you.